I get it. I get it. Oh, that's enough errand running.
You
really,
did good, though.
Really was no errands, though.
Well, I mean, going to the doctor's an errand.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You know, the weed is an errand.
I guess that's also true.
It's a fun errand, but it's still an errand.
Still an errand. Ni hao. Good afternoon. How are you? Can I mod you? No, I can ban you, though. Can do that up. I'm gonna wait until the big rush comes in here and it starts to get skibbity, and then I'm just gonna go. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. Hello, hello.
Get comfy first before you cut them off.
Yeah, I do. I want them to kick their feet up. Settle in for a long winter's stroll, and then, oh, shit. We know how it do. We know how to make that work. We know how to make it swing. Banhammers already. Yeah. Have you ever heard Bullet with Butterfly Wings live? I looked at a 96 version and he sounded fucked up. No, I have not. But I do know that Billy Corgan did a lot of drugs. So there's a good chance he was chasing the dragon. Yeah, soak Paul in milk and honey. Bathe Paul. Pamper Paul. Polish Paul. Massage Paul. Pedicure Paul. Paul must be protected at all costs, okay? He must not be allowed to be approached. For there is only one Paul. Do not get addicted to Paul, my brothers and sisters, for you will resent its absence. So, funny story, I went to the pot shop today, and the guy was like, hey, or I was like, I want some blunts. And he's like, these are pretty good, but nobody ever gets them because nobody wants to bang a 3-gram joint at one time. And I was like, I'm that guy. So, oh. What are you at me, bitch? Don't you me, bitch.
I feel like you're smoking a cigar.
I do. A delicious cigar. Yeah, East Coast meetup. You're gonna roll up an 8th. If I did pick a wrap flavor, you gotta go backwoods grape. Gotta do grape backwoods.
We need to do a little fly murder.
Yeah, you go, baby. You kill them motherfuckers. Take them all. He's dead. You missed him. How do you stop overthinking and not eating when smoking too much? I reject the premise. I reject the premise of your question. ¿Por qué es too much? Go ahead and land, you fucks. Ooh.
You're feisty today.
Yep.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think that first big wave might be coming in. We're going to let them settle in, though.
Yeah.
We're going to let them settle in.
Jumpy.
You're aiming low.
Yeah.
I can see you.
I'm sorry.
No. Aim a little higher than you think you have to on the next one and see what happens. Just a little skosh higher. Yeah. Dead balls. That's all it was. Oh, yeah. Direct hit. What's your fave animal? A capybara. I love a capybara. Looking like the liberal cuck final boss. I'm definitely looking like a boss. I don't know about the liberal cuck part, but definitely looking like a boss. You got that part right. Don't even bother hiding them right now because they're all about to get a rude awakening. So just let the skibbities pile up. We're gonna let them pile up. All right, wrenches, stand back and stand by. Isn't that what Trump said to the white supremacists? Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. Stand down and stand by. Oh my. Oh my. Oh hell yes. Whoa. Armature hour? Do you know what an armature is? I bet you don't. You accidentally said it. Is bro wearing a thong? Why are you worried about bro's underwear?
That sounds a little gay, bro.
Is that a little sus? You worrying about what kind of underwear a dude is wearing that's sitting here? Isn't that a little bit of a sus boy thing to say? You fantasizing about me in a thong, player? Is that what you want? You fantasizing, man? Thinking about me in a thong? You gonna smoke a crack pipe live today again? Nah, not today. We haven't hit the triple digits yet. When we hit the triple digits, I think we're gonna turn on the troll beam. And they can all subscribe. On the downers today? On the downers today. You want to speak up, Sergio? Sergio Rodriguez? You want to speak the fuck up, as? You want to speak the fuck up, cabrón? How do you say nephew in Spanish? Que onda? How would I say nephew? I need to know how to say that back. You call me abuelo. That's granddad. You could give me uncle. You could give me uncle. Nieto. Yeah, you could at least give me the respect of unk. You gotta call me fucking abuelo? Not on the meth today. You on the downers. Homeboy, you gonna have to clean it up, homeboy. Ay, qué güero. Pinche güero. I don't, dude. Bro has never, ever one time even bumped into a meth head. Meth is whatever this dude watches on TV. He's seen meth users on TV. This motherfucker ain't never been around a meth head. What strain? This is something donuts. It's something with a donut in it. I can't even remember, to be quite frank with you. Is the no meat going for you? It's been over a year now. Doing good. Doing really good. Nah. I can't remember. It's something with a donut in it. Something with a donut in it, bro. Some kind of donut, bro. I don't know, man. You tell me what kind of donut, because I don't know. I'm not paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. Weed donuts, yeah. Bro, you taking that whole blunt to the face and then some, bro. The answer is yes. The answer is sí, por fin. Ooh, double kill. Ooh, triple kill. Quadra kill. Pentakill. Come on, give me one more. Nobody? Aw, you land somewhere, motherfucker. Don't buzz me. Land. Holy shit. Unstoppable. Hey, Paul, repeat doo. I'm trying to recover from me hitting my rock bottom, and I had a meltdown last month with a blood alcohol level of 3.63. I'm 26. You had a meltdown? Bro, that's called death by alcohol poisoning is what we call that shit. That's what we call that shit. Death by poisoning. Death by alcohol poisoning. Yeah, you'd be dead at 3.63, homie. So you didn't have that. You ain't have that. Look, some kind of wonderful. There we go. Now watch it. Watch it just fade away. Man, my wrenches are gonna get lazy, watch. My wrench is about to get lazy, bro. Cause they ain't gonna have nobody to ban up in this bitch. Just cold turkey, stop drinking and ditch all your friends. That'll help, yeah. Been lazy. I turned off YouTube notifications and I feel so much better. Yeah, bud. Yeah, I don't have notifications for any goddamn thing on my phone. Period. Point blank. Would you like to turn on notifications? Fuck no. I would not like to turn on notifications. Every app, notifications off. D&D on my phone probably, like, I'd say 80% of the time. Like, D&D is on. My shit don't ring, my shit don't beep, my shit don't bling. Yeah, I sincerely, I was actually happy to hear that TJ is kind of feeling the same malaise about us like following the news. It's just like the 24-hour cycle means that the same news is endlessly recontextualized, basically. Because there's not really enough breaking news to fill a day, so it's just people, and as a content creator, I've gotten locked into this cycle where I'm just saying the same shit about the same shit. It's like, I cannot tell you guys. You could go back and look, I don't think it was a waste of time for me to do so, but go back and look at some of the recorded episodes of this, where I'm just sitting out here. Come on and land. The fuck? What was I saying? Fuck. Oh, yeah. I just had to explain myself a lot. Like, here's how it would typically go, right? Somebody comes up in here. They don't know fucking shit about me. They look at me, right? They see I've got long hair and a beard, and I'm not wearing, like, I don't know, a Volcom shirt. I really honestly don't know how they judge. But they go like, damn, dude, you the liberal final boss, or some shit like that, right? And then I have to go something like, dude, I'm not a liberal. Oh, okay, you voting for Trump then? No, I'm not voting for either of the morons that are being offered up. I'm against the duopoly. You know, and I have to explain that position over and over and over again. And then my takes on stuff are the same way, right? It's like, I will tell you guys, 6 months ago, Biden is not doing great versus Trump. He needs to step down. Everybody freaks out about it. And then all of a sudden, the establishment agrees with me, and Biden steps down. And instead of having a primary, like an open primary, they just coronate Kamala Harris. I immediately start saying, like, she's not going to do well against Trump. She gets an initial bump because people are so sick of fucking Biden. I say these things are going to tighten up as we get close to the election. Now it's a dead heat. It's a literal coin flip going into the election with less than a fucking month. And everybody's hair is on fire. People are panicking. The Dems are panicking. Libs are panicking. Republicans are panicking. And, you know, I can go through that whole thing, and then I got to teach that same lesson the next day. Right? So it's, I'm just, to be honest with you, like, beyond other, like, to take it out of the realm of just, like, having to do it for a show, I'm just bored. I'm bored having to say the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm bored of having to give what basically amounts to the same opinion over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But, you know, that's me. That's not the rest of people, apparently, clearly. But, yeah, no. We're gonna have to do some kung fu on our show, though, because I know a lot of people love to get their news run through the grist of our opinion. And I'm tired of repeating myself. I'm tired of finding different ways to say the same shit. Or maybe I've just run out of different ways to say the same shit. But I am thoroughly and utterly bored with doing it. How quickly have you gone from feeling okay to abject depression? Oh, dude, yeah, I can switch on a dime sometimes. Like, I'm very susceptible to certain thought processes and patterns. And I have new, like, you know, I'm not using it traditionally, like triggers. I have numerous triggers for these types of emotional switches. And if I were to try and name them all, I just probably couldn't even do it. I'm probably not even aware of a lot of them. It's just like I will follow a negative thought process down a hole, and then I have a hard time digging myself back out of that hole. You know, that's that. Well, yeah, my exasperation is running thin. That's the problem, right? Is I've reached a point now where I'm really having to pour on the hot sauce to even be exasperated anymore. I just don't care. If I told you guys how I've really been feeling the last 6 months, the truth of the matter would be, I just don't give a fuck. I mean, I care about human beings on this planet suffering, but insofar as who's overseeing that suffering, couldn't care less. I don't see anywhere near enough daylight between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to give, or sorry, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump to give two shits or a fuck. And I see no daylight between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden either, which is why Kamala Harris's lead is shrinking, not growing, but shrinking. Oh, it's Canucka Stanny Thanksgiving. Damn, how many days of Thanksgiving do you bitches get? I swear to God, you Canucks have been saying it's Thanksgiving for a week. Do you guys get a whole ass week of Thanksgiving? That's nuts. I swear to God, the last 3 days that I've done streams, some Canuck has been like, "Oh, hey, happy Canadian Thanksgiving, eh?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. It's Canadian Thanksgiving." Like, do you guys start saying it's Thanksgiving like weeks before Thanksgiving, or what the fuck? Can you tell me what's going on? Can you explain to your cool uncle what's going on here? We eat dinner on Sunday, but Thanksgiving is today. Bro, what the fuck? Huh? Why? What's the fucking thought process behind that? From Canuck to Canuck, you know? Why not just have it on one day and then you eat and then it's not. Canada is Canada one of those, is Canada like Boogie? You know how Boogie is? He's like, "It's my birthday week." And he'll be like, "It's my birthday." And they're like, "Boogie, your birthday it's Monday. Your birthday isn't until next Monday." And he's like, "Well, it's my birthday week." He wants people to celebrate and congratulate him for his birthday for a week. It's like, bitch, I'm lucky if I get a happy birthday from 5 or 6 people on my birthday. On the actual day. And you want everybody to be throwing a fucking week-long party because your big fat ass fucking existed another year? Give me a break, bro. So, are Canadians like that? Are Canadians like, oh yeah, well, it's Thanksgiving now, isn't it? You know, and it's like a month out. Like, no, it didn't. Oh, look, reckon it's Thanksgiving, isn't it? It's fucking 2 months away. Well, you start happy Thanksgiving and everybody. It's just like, it's freaking me out, man. I'm starting to think I'm being trolled. I swear to God, 3 days straight, people, oh, happy Canuck Thanksgiving there, Paul Zigo. And I've gone like, oh, okay, I guess today's Thanksgiving. Oh, I guess today's Thanksgiving. Now this is the 3rd day in a row I've gotten happy fucking Thanksgiving from a Canuck. I'm starting to get confused, and it's starting to work me up. You see, I'm starting to get worked up about this whole idea of you motherfuckers even insinuating you get to extend your Thanksgivings out. It's a day. The day you sat down and ate is Thanksgiving. Okay? Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, eh? Sorry. It's a big gaslight campaign. I know, dude. It's a gang stalking campaign. I'm being gang stalked. I'd like to report a gang stalking. Hey, B, are you drunk or high or what? You gotta go, bro. Don't be looking at me like I'm a fucking... I'm not a flower, bro, and I have a salt gun. Go about your pollen collecting business, homeboy. Please. I gotta do, man. I gotta have whole ass talks with the wildlife out here. Yeah, dude. I'm being gang stalked by the whole fucking country of Canada right now, bro. I'd like to report the country of Canada for gang stalking me. Number one, they have injected the mummers into my life this year. Nobody needed to know about the mummers, least of all the poor bastards that have to live in that culture in Newfoundland. But now I know about the mummers. I know that you bitches, like, think it's Thanksgiving for a fucking week, and it's probably your birthday for a week, too. So you're all a bunch of boogies. They're like, oh, not even gonna wish me happy birthday, eh? Oh, I thought your birthday was next week. Well, technically, it's my birthday week. It's like... My friend, we need to talk. We need to talk about you and what you are, right? How many of you there are, and how little anybody is going to care to celebrate for a fucking week. Are French Canadians also in on this? No. French Canadians are even worse. Sacre bleu. Tabernacle, dude. Tabernacle. Okay? I cannot deal with you French Canadians. You make me sick. You make me want to poke sticks in my ears. It just doesn't feel like Christmas if the mummers aren't here. Said my withered old granny as she sat in her chair. She referred to French Canadians as mongrel French. Damn. Damn, son. Okay, we're fine. It just doesn't feel like Christmas if the mummers aren't here. We're proud mongrel Brits, though. That's the thing. The Brits can't say shit to us. Dude. What's that, what's that? Is it Power? Is it that Kanye West song? I swear to God, America should just play that anytime a country has anything to say. Our official response should just be, nah, 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 wait till I get my money right.
Boys are so empty.
You think you can tell me something? Nuh-uh, you can't tell me nothing. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Almost finished with that whole thing, huh? Almost finished with that whole thing, huh?
We're ripping it, twisting it, straight to the head. I gotta say, I mean, I have a tragically high fucking, what you call it, tolerance. But I'm pretty high off of that. That accomplished its goal. I am a, well, get your, hey, B. You just landed on my hand. Right on the back of my hand.
I thought it even looked nothing like a flower.
There's flowers. Well, there used to be flowers. You missed flower season,
Well,
bro.
there's some
Yeah, there's white
right
flowers right over there. Look, I know I'm pale. God damn. Finally, the trees are starting to, the leaves are starting to yellow out.
Oh yeah, it's full.
We purified the British culture and strained out its worst aspects. No, we didn't. We gave up on it. We ejected ourselves from it. We rejected its very fucking basis. We're like, you've got a king? You've got a king who inherited that title that rules over? Fuck you. No. You eat beans on toast for breakfast? We don't. You don't put salt in anything? We do.
And
We
pepper.
rejected them. We are not Britain refined. We are the few unlucky souls at that time in history that had the fucking indignified luck of being born on that shitty island. Escaped it as soon as they were able and came to the promised land to completely reject the British worldview, British food, British music, and British culture. Rejected. We created something new. Nobody on the planet wants to admit it.
We took your beetles from you. You wanted to live
We
here.
take everything from you. We take your uranium out from underneath you. We take your stars off the fucking surface, right? Take everything. It's us. We are us.
It's not called the British Dream.
Yeah, it's not called the British dream, bro. There's no such thing as the British dream. They don't even
Dream
have.
is to come here.
Yeah, serious. The British dream, dude. Coming to America. No, we obliterated everything British about us. The only sad lineage that we share is the fucking red hair and the pale skin and the freckles and the fucking other signs of Caucasioid European bullshit. We came here. We conquered. We integrated our society with the natives after we conquered. And we fucking made this. We did slavery for 400 years. Brought this whole other culture over here and it just mixed in. And you know what? Good, bad, and ugly. Lose, win, or draw. What we created was disgustingly beautiful and brand new. And nobody wants to admit it, dude. Everybody acts like American culture doesn't exist when American culture is literally the dominant culture in the world right now, bar none. The other so-called dominant cultures all emulate American culture with the way they dress, the music they listen to. They all watch our movies. They eat our garbage food. They drive our cars. They look to our celebrities, right, to tell them how to be and what to wear and how to look and how to speak.
They all have input on our president.
Yeah, not at all. Just...
like, there's all these judgy foreigners putting their input in on our president.
I know. You don't, I mean, like, there are some Americans that are real politically coded or whatever, and they're always up in it, but most Americans don't give a fuck who your queen is this month or whatever you're doing. Who your parliamentary head rotating in this week is, and whether or not he gets 14 seats or 28 seats in the we don't care. You see? We have the good graces to stay out of your business. But every goddamn tea sipper out there has got to fill my ear with what ought to be going on over here. Look, you may be correct. It's a mess over here. But guess what we don't need it from? You. Okay? We don't need to hear that from you.
Well, fuck, they even copied our Trump. They got discount Trump over there for a while.
Right?
And Boris Johnson, discount Trump.
Yes, literally like fucking great value Trump. Trump is already great value Trump. So think about that. Unbelievable, you know?
It's like dollar store Trump.
Yeah, that's like fucking like swap meet Trump. Fuck dollar store. And it don't get more bootleg and shitty than the swap meet. But I tell you what, man, I miss the swap meet. You know why? Because my parents just explained it to me as a kid. And it was so true, but they explained it for a reason. They were like, look, the swap meet is for illegal stolen shit to be sold. And we're going to go over there because you can get shit cheap. You know, so I knew there was something a little bit sleazy, a little bit underhanded, a little bit seedy, popping off at the swap. I liked that. I liked it. I liked knowing that I might get a squirt gun that fell off the back of a truck, if you know what I mean. I might leave with a bootleg tape that some dude dubbed in his basement and just rip off the music industry to the tune of, like, probably for me to get that music and own it, probably to the tune of a couple $100 with one $2 mixtape. Talking I'd have to buy every album and he just make a big mixtape of all the good music, and I go down there and he's selling them $2. Dude, the swap meet was vibes, as you kids say. Okay? There was a smell about it. It was like sweat and money. Sweat and the smell of money changing hands, bro. Yeah, I know. You can still find a swap meet, but the culture has died down quite a bit, bro. The swap meet used to be a local thing every week in pretty much every town. Yeah, see, we never did the flea market. Portland still has some swap meets, some official and some certainly not so much. Bro, I love a good street swap. I love a good pop-up mall. I love a good street vendor. Dude, I just love that seediness, man. I like that. That part of commerce, the hustle, I never disrespected it. I gotta be frank with you, like as a guy that you would probably have to define me as pretty fucking staunchly anti-capitalist. In the long term, you know, I have no choice but to live under capitalism when it's the only established fucking, you know, it's the only paradigm. But as a dude that opposes the idea of capitalism, it was never the sole proprietor, hustler, grinder that I ever had any issue with. I like that. I like that entrepreneur thing. You know what I mean? I like that fucking hustlers get it. And so I like being amongst that. I like people that are just grinding for some money, dude. A little street, a little fucking parking lot swap meet. A fucking big ass block sized garage sale, right? I mean, I don't know, man. I just like that hustle. It's better to think of communism as the next evolution of capitalism, not the opposite. I don't even know if I agree with that, bro. I'm not a big communism fan, homie. Like, I'm all for something different. But as far as, like, communism goes, I don't know, man. I think that maybe some elements from communism, maybe some elements from representative democracy could find their way. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I showered you all the way over there? Damn, this thing pushes salt. Get out of here. Get wrecked. Oh, yeah, a little sneak. Oh, this is going.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe reload me, baby. Give me a clip and I'll finish these little bastards off. I mean, communism basically just means the means of production should be owned by the working class, yeah. Well, I mean, no. Not really. That's more social. Oh, I mean, look, socialism and communism are intrinsically linked things, but they are different in the terms of how they can be applied as a governmental structure, right? And even like nations that have typically been state communists, like China, have really opened their doors to the idea of private ownership, or at least allowing private ownership to invest in the country, right? That's how you get American brands in China, right? Which used to be something that you would just, 50 years ago, you never would have seen that. Maybe 100 years ago would be more proper, but you just, them opening their markets to the West and opening themselves up to the possibility of allowing these kind of foreign capitalistic forces to have access to their marketplace, right? It goes to show you, right, that the world, if anything, is moving kind of away from state communism. Right. Yeah. I mean, the problem with these like easy summations of complex, it would be like, what is capitalism? And you could give a really quick, short answer and say private ownership. But to a person that doesn't functionally understand capitalism, that doesn't tell them much, right? It doesn't tell them much about how a capitalistic government functions, and by what means a capitalistic government is empowered to enact anything over its people, how the people interface with the bureaus of that government, which are clearly going to have to exist, right? All of these extremely complex things are what communism is, really. The buzzword or the easy summation, you could say, is the workers own the means of production. You could even say public ownership rather than private ownership, right? But the truth of the matter is that there are varying levels of public and private ownership here in a capitalistic representative democracy, right? Jeez, D. Having the whole ass melt.
You have to eat your din-dins first.
Yeah, you hungry.
Can't eat your dinner out here. We don't need even more bugs attracted out here.
You a fan of the national divorce idea, not pragmatically, but in theory? I don't know if I'm a fan of it, but I do think it'll happen. I do think that America cannot be, we can't have 50-50 national elections forever. Like, something's going to come to a head eventually. And I do think that there will be some sort of like balkanization of the United States, although I don't know on what timeline. I just feel like we're heading towards that. Oh,
Is that top part of it just all filter?
this part, yeah, that's all. It's like a plastic, like a, I don't know what it is, plastic tip. So it's done. Straight to the head. The only thing that I notice is that I can't open my eyes much past this.
Yeah. Feeling like Snoop on that show.
Yeah. I feel like Snoop just period now. I have a feeling this is kind of how Snoop goes through life. And that's cool. I kind of go through life at this point, or at least I try to get to this point. It's not super typical for me to smoke a big fat blunt like that. But
I just felt like rewarding yourself.
yeah, I felt like rewarding myself. Oh, doggy. Cool watch on that NATO. Thanks, Casio. Nope. Looks Casio-ish. Definitely Casio coded. No, this is an Autodromo Group C. You can look them up. They're cool watches. I wanted something that wasn't a plastic replica of what I used to have when I was a kid. And this is as close as I can come. I wanted something that would last a little better and take a little bit more of a beating and be more of like a keepsake and something that I could pass down. That was also very much inspired by the colors and the design language that was really popular when I was a kid. So
Yeah, you tell him you get called young man today.
oh yeah. Well, we went to Denny's to get lunch. I had a doctor's appointment, went and got lunch, went to the dispensary. And you know, it was old people because like, you know, we're out and about. It's like
The afternoon.
2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. on a Monday, and you're like, I'm just looking around, and I'm like, dude, everybody's ancient. So as we're leaving the Denny's, this ancient couple is walking up, and they're not quite to the door yet, and I have that decision to make. Do I just let it go? I'm like, no, man, this is a really old couple. They look like they were probably in their 80s, maybe even 90s. The old man looked like he was genuine old.
Yeah.
I really couldn't tell, but I held the door for him and I said, howdy, folks, as they walked in, and he said, thank you very much, young man. And I was like, I gotta go to a dude that old to get young man again. You know, I ain't been called young man legit in a hot fucking minute, bro. It had me beaming, bro. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I am a young man. In comparison to you, sir. Have a great day. No, I didn't say that to him. Yeah. This is definitely not a beater watch. I've already got a couple of little chips on the edge here. Not real bad, but just like signs of wear and tear on the dial. Just from bumping it into things incidentally. It's definitely not a watch that I want to like tear up. It's better to like have a, like, that's why I want to get a dive watch, because dive watches are typically built like fucking they're just meant to be bricks. But to be honest with you, I don't need a dive watch for that. I could get a G-Shock for like a tenth of the price of the type of dive watch I'm looking at. It's functionally the same thing. But definitely like, yeah, not a, oh, that's nice. When's the last time you got carded? I gotta be honest with you, Roxy. I used to not even, like, it was pretty common for me to not get carded by the time I was like 16. Now, I would still get carded, but I stopped getting carded like at 22, 23. Like, I really have always kind of looked a little older, I think, than I am. It's in the eyes. Yeah, I got these like kind of like dark circles under my eyes, and it's just, I've always had that. Eyes look a little beat, you know what I mean? And so I think people have always assumed I've got about 10 more years on me than I do.
Well, you're just a tall guy, big guy too.
Right, and I got a deep voice. I don't sound like a teenager. I started sounding functionally similar to this in my late teens. So you got Hey Boss the other day. Dude, I toss that out all the time, and I get it all the time. Boss is all right. Boss is not necessarily indicative of age. At least not where I'm from. Like, boss is just like a term of respect. And it's actually used that way in other cultures as well. Like, calling somebody the boss. It's like giving them respect in the culture, right?
I remember Scotty telling that story of like Taylor helping them move in, like they wouldn't call her boss.
Yeah, that is so weird.
Like, we call you Lady Boss?
Lady Boss.
It might be a Kelly thing, the boss thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It might be. I've recently become an only 3-watch guy. Sold my entire collection. Well, I mean, look, dude. You know, if you were done, you were done. Gotta just buy more watches with it, you know? Take the profits that you made or the loss, probably losses, unless you were buying a bunch of investment pieces and stuff. Unless you had like a collection full of FP Journes and Brigades and Alongas and stuff like that. Which if you did, god damn you for not sending me one of those, you rich fuck. You should have, if you're a rich fuck, you should have sent me a Longa, okay? You can fucking take the hit and send me a Longa. Yeah, I think Boss is pretty common. They did Boss a lot down south. Like a lot down south in the quarter. How you doing there, Boss? Black and Asian dudes use Boss a lot here. I mean, it's pretty wide. It's not really like racially uh, divided here in terms of like who will use it and shit. Never heard Hoss. Big Hoss. It's kind of a country thing, kind of a rednecky thing to say. Big Hoss. What you doing there, Big Hoss? I think big guys get hoss a lot more because it's like that's what it means. It's like horse. It's like you're a big barrel-chested, strong dude. Say it a lot in South Texas. Yeah. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Who next? Oh, get over there, bro. Get over there. That's the spot. Nope, over there. That's the spot. Oh shit. Let's see what happens when you reverse flush the toilet. Watch this shit. Anyone. Unleash the hounds. Dun, bum, bum. Storm the gates. The skibbities have been unleashed. Anyone may now send a message. Although, I would highly recommend you make it a good one if you're gonna do it. Okay, make it a good one. If you're gonna burn for your swag, burn for your swag. Okay. Gun cocked. This is like a long form Marlboro ad. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Nothing in this entire world goes down smoother on a warm autumn day than a smooth Marlboro cigarette. I tell you what. I don't even know what the fuck you were, but you're dead as fuck, bitch. Your ass is grass, homie. What's the wildest or most interesting court case you've seen on those court shows like Judge Judy or the People's Court? That's the thing, is like none of them are all that wild or interesting. Those court cases, they didn't really get the big giant things, you know? Like as far as court cases go, nothing beats OJ, man. It's hard to explain to people that ain't from the 90s just how everybody from like the toddlers all the way up to your great granny in her big pink panties was watching OJ trial. Okay? People, dude, people that didn't know shit about law all of a sudden were legal scholars and shit. It was wild because they just knew all the procedural shit by heart because they've been watching it all these years. Because it was like a good year long fucking trial. It was like, it was literally the hottest thing on TV. Imagine like Game of Thrones or whatever's like big right now. I don't know what the big show is right now. But imagine all that Netflix shit is one trial and you've kind of got an idea. It's all anybody talked about. It was like the Diddy thing, but times 20. It was legitimately like a cultural phenomena, a cultural swing towards people like liking the true crime shit. Happiness is a warm gun. Happiness is a warm gun. Bang, bang, shoot, shoot. When I hold you in my arms. And put my finger upon your trigger. I like the wig. Dude, man, terrible, bro. Terrible, bro. Chewbacca on Endor does not make sense. Why? Dude, Chewbacca would have toe up Endor. He'd have been hitting up them goblin short stacks. Faux show. And then think about this, dude. A Chewbacca Ewok. Who's to say it can't happen? Who's to say it can't happen? Happiness is a warm gun. Just kidding, bitches. You thought I'd let you off the leash entirely and forget? No, you going right back on the leash. Back behind the fucking wall, you swine. You little squealing piglets. Suey! Just getting comfy, too. Just settling in for a long winter skibbity when all of a sudden, bloop, your ability to talk just gets destroyed. Yeah, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, you know. Happiness is a warm gun. Oh, well, fuck. Bow, 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 bow. Bow. Tell me your troubles and doubts. I'll be there Waiting, you know it, baby. Slow change may pull us apart. Baby, don't you forget about me. Don't, don't you forget about me. Will you stand above me? Look my way or never love me. Rain keeps falling, rain keeps falling down, down. Mm-mm. Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, ooh, oh. That's a cool song, dude. I gotta think that's a song that could be chip chopped too. That song could be a fat beat, dude. That synth though. Just sounds like it wants some 808 slapping under it. Maybe it has been sampled. You would think. Breakfast Club didn't make me cry until I was an older person. Now it makes me cry. Yeah. I think there's an element of that movie because you got to think about it, right? That's a movie about youth. Like it's set within youth subculture in the mid 80s, early mid 80s. But it's completely and utterly written by a grown ass dude, directed by a grown ass dude. And he has woven in his own critique of people's lack of appreciation for the fleeting nature of youth, right? And you don't really understand that part of the commentary, or it doesn't really hit the same until you believe it, until you know it to be true, and then you're like, oh, yeah. Nicki and Kanye sampled it in 2010. Big pun, I think, too. It makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, it should have been sampled. Yeah, no dad. What about you? No dad. What about you? Bam. I like the part where Ali Sheedy talks about how when you get old, your heart dies. That's the part that really makes me crumble because there's two aspects to it. Number one, I think for a lot of people, she's right. I think a lot of people get buried in bitterness as they get old and they lose their humanity a little bit. Their heart dies a little bit. But the second part of it is how does she, at the age of 16 in the movie, know that already? Some pretty horrible shit had to have happened to her. There's that whole underlying, like, undercurrent of sexual abuse in that movie as well. I think the last time I saw Breakfast Club was I was a teenager. You might want to check it out again, MJ. It might hit a little different for you at this stage in your life. It's definitely a masterful film. It's a film that deserves every bit of its cult status for sure. You've never seen it? Midnight, cool. That's a movie night right there with the family. Maybe not the whole, well, I don't know. I don't know, you know, put the kids to bed and then put on the Breakfast Club. Yeah, yeah. Highly recommend the movie. Only seen clips. You really got to see the movie. It is a really good movie, and you if you watch it with the idea that you're getting a legitimate look at the fashion and kind of particular way of talking that teenagers had in the '80s, that sort of thing. It's kind of a time capsule for that. It's a really good flick, man. I reckon if you have not seen it, if all you've seen is like Sigma compilations of it or whatever, it's worth checking out. It's kind of like one of the most immediate things that'll hit you is that it's very, very, very hard to buy that Judd T. Nelson, is a high school student. Everybody else looks plausibly high school, right? And I think Molly Ringwald was like 17 or 18 or something for it. I think Ali Sheedy looks high school. I think, um, you know, Emilio Estevez looks high school. I think the other kid looks high school, but I just don't think Judd T. Nelson looks high school. Favorite John Hughes movie? Man, that's tough because John Hughes had his hands in a lot of really, really fucking amazing movies in the '80s, right? Um, I don't know, man. Put me on the spot there, bro. There's so many good ones. There's Pretty in Pink. There's 16 Candles. There's Breakfast Club. That's kind of like high school kids esque trilogy. There's St. Elmo's Fire. Super underrated, by the way. There's uh, I'm missing a bunch. I mean, John Hughes had his hands in fucking everything, bro. Just so many, just great movie after great movie. Yeah, the Brat Pack. Yeah, exactly. The Brat Pack movies. Yeah, Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains. Yeah. So it's really tough for me, man. It's really tough for me to choose. Bueller. Yeah. I mean, that's a contender. Ferris Bueller, like, it's a love it or hate it kind of movie. I think people don't get the vibe of it because so many movies have kind of like emulated it. I think that it doesn't hit the same. But like Ferris Bueller was cool because it shattered the fourth wall, right? It just made the audience a participant in the movie. You and Ferris had this kind of unique relationship throughout the movie where he would look over at you and, like you were there as part of this big kind of caper. It was cool. Now that's been done to death. It's not as special anymore. So it depends on how it's going to hit for you, right? Weird. It's my creation. Is it real? Uh, Weird science. They film it in like a week. I don't know. I don't know the lore. I don't know the trap lore on any John Hughes films, so you can fill in the blanks if you know something. Did John? No, Robert Zemeckis did Ghostbusters. I was like, did John Hughes do Ghostbusters? No, he didn't. Robert Zemeckis. Didn't Robert Zemeckis do Gump as well? A reapy-doo burp. Sorry about the burp. You can't help it. I look like a treasure hunter. Paul Zigo surveys the savannah, far and wide. Hoping to find the fabled city of Machu Picchu. And secretly hoping to find the even more fabled city of El Dorado. El Dorado, I said. El Dorado! I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. It's kind of a flex. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-na-na-na. Yeah, dude, follow You've Been Screwed, dude. Follow You've Been Screwed. To the boat, to the fabled island of infinite treasures. Ooh, the island of infinite treasures. Ooh, you must give me everything you own. Man, I've seen The Eighth Wonder of the World, and I gotta tell you, I ain't impressed at all. I'm less than impressed, bro. I seen it with my own eyeballs. I can't tell you what it is. I was sworn to secrecy. But let me just say, it ain't all that. All right? You're probably gonna, like, eventually when they tell you guys about it, you're gonna be like, oh, it's not really all that wonderful. I mean, they're really reaching. If I was old enough for UO back then, no way you'd have got me with that bullshit. Oh, I don't know, Jareth. I don't know, buddy. Dude, I had a smooth tongue, and I was promising the world, man. I was promising the world. You want to skip that line, Jareth. You know you do. You don't want to spend all day grinding for armor and bullshit. You just want to have all that shit. Paul, if you stumbled upon something that allowed you to speak to the dead, would you use it? How do I answer this? Fuck no. I know what happens when you speak to the dead. Okay? I know what happens. I've seen them. I've seen it. I've seen it in the movies. I've heard the stories. Okay, I ain't tempting fate. Okay, I may not believe in none of that shit, but you ain't gonna catch me tempting fate with it. Literally the plot to talk to me. Yeah, dude. As soon as that shit started, as soon as like that movie revealed its like premise to me, I was like, what are you? Hell no. Where are the parents at? There need to be parents involved in this group of young people's lives immediately. Somebody needs to contact an adult immediately. What if you said you are the dead? Nah. Because I don't believe for a second that the dead would be in the chat. You got to do some wacky shit to contact the dead, okay? There's a whole summoning ritual. There's like candles. There's got to be like quiet and dark, and it's got to be after midnight. There's a whole bunch of ass rules, you know? Yeah, I'm not trying to unleash no fucking curse, bro. And I'm not trying to have no ghost pursuing me and shit. Hell no. I know what happens, bro. I've seen the movies. I know what happens to these motherfuckers when they tempt fate. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, breakdance and chill. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about the Ouija board. I've done the Ouija board dozens of times in my life, okay? Dozens of times. I'm gonna tell you a little secret about the Ouija board. One person in the group is always moving the thing. Source, I'm the guy that was always moving the thing on the Ouija board, okay? I could not resist. Oh, I get to be the ghost. It's like a check. Okay? Somebody in there is going to want to be the ghost, and it was always me. You're moving it, PJ. No, I'm not, dude. What? I'll take my hands off of it if you want. Whatever, dude, you're moving it. No, I'm not. No, I was the dude, okay? I was the ghost. There's always, so the Ouija board is bullshit. But Paul, how do we know? You don't. You just gotta take my word for it, man.
Was it your idea too? Is it the person whose idea it is the one that's the ghost?
No, usually, see that, because that never works, because then they suspect you too much. You can't set people up with it. You gotta let your little, basically, here's how it would go. Little sister comes to me, I want to do Ouija. I don't want to do that. You know, I don't like messing with those dark forces. You got to start putting it in. You got to solidify it into their brain. You know what I mean? But you never lead them to it. You let them come to it. That's how you get them. I didn't even want to do this. They'll be like, PJ, you're moving it. I didn't even want to do this. You guys suck. You know, I'll just leave. No. You are cursed. Why is it saying that? Maybe you're cursed. Maybe you shouldn't have messed with these dark forces. I don't know. I like freaking people out. Yeah, it's a Hasbro game, bro. There's no way you're summoning a demon on a Hasbro game. I'm sorry. It's a Hasbro game. Let's get real about the truth here. I'm the guy, okay? I'm just fessing up. 100%, I will tell you this. 100% of the times that I ever sat down at a Ouija board, and like I said, it's dozens, it was either me moving it or I sensed that somebody else was trying to move it and I let them do it.
Because you can't be fighting them.
No, two people on opposite sides of the board can't be spelling unless you're on the same tip.
Yeah.
But I never collaborated with nobody. I would just let somebody else go ahead and do it and go along with it. But if there was nobody trying to do it, you know it was me. 100% of the time. PJ,
Why do you think
what?
children are drawn to the occults?
I don't know if children are drawn to it any more than average people are. I think people are drawn to the occult because it's like a skip past reality. Like in reality, you have to save up money. In the occult, you can cast a luck spell. You know, it's like a cheat. People are interested in taking the easy way always.
I just feel like that as a little kid, all that stuff was way more common than when I got older.
I don't know. I think it was maybe in my generation, speaking just for my generation, I think it might have been the parental pushback that pushed us towards it. Like our parents were all freaking out about Ouija boards and D&D and stuff like that, and that just kind of made us want to do it more. So it's probably got something to do with it. Do you do spooky stuff like that with tarot as well, like sneaking the upside down hangman? No, I've never forced a tarot deck. I just learned how to read the deck, and then I created my own interpretive tarot reading. So once I learned the basic rules of tarot, I created my own system of interpretive tarot, kind of loosely based on that tarot rule set, but deviating whatever the fuck I want. Because what I like about tarot is now that I have a story behind it, I can create any kind of story that I want. So I kind of feel a person out. I like to do readings for people that I don't know. I like to do readings for people that I know. Because there's a social game going on, whether the person knows they're playing it or not, where I'm trying to glean as much of what you want out of this as possible, and then find a way to plausibly give you a taste of it. You can't give them everything, but you give me taste. I hit on a few things. I make you think, get under your skin. That's the game of tarot. I never forced a tarot deck. I never snuck a hangman in. I never did any of that. Yeah, cold read is my specialty. Like when it comes to interpersonal shit, like I think I can really like figure a person out generally really quickly. It doesn't take me long to size a person up in a general sense. That doesn't mean I know everything about a person. It just means like I can come up with some generalities and watch some reactions and find a way through this. There's certain rules: swords, intellect; cups, emotions; wands, travel; pinnacles, money and material things. Yeah.
But if
Major.
someone doesn't know, then you don't have to glue yourself to them.
Yeah. Yeah, wands is like travel and learning. But you don't have to. I don't see. That's the thing. Is like I learned the rules of the game of tarot, and then I realized that the rule, like I have no reverence for the actual process. I'm looking to break the rules already, so I just said, the rules are there when I need them to be there. They're a good story basis. If I'm drawing a blank, I can always refer back to the arcana. I can always refer back to the wands or the swords or the pentacles. I can always weave something out of it, right?
But if a card is just completely irrelevant to what you think the person wants, there's no point.
Right. Right. You've got to give plausible deniability. It's an art form. You don't want to hit it so hard out the gate. Like it would be like one thing, like here's how I would rig it. Chelsea comes to me and tells me something that's been bothering TJ lately, and I give him a reading that's exactly that. Like it's not going to be hard for him to figure out that that's what happened. So you can't just be blunt and easy with it. You gotta finesse. You gotta scrape up, bump up against it in ways that make a person think, but you're never hitting directly. Now, depending, if you're doing a cold read on somebody you don't know, hitting directly can be huge, but you gotta play it right. It's just a game.
I'm craving some coffee. Do you want some coffee?
Yeah, I do a coffee. They say tarot is a map of certain human archetypes. Yeah. A lot of authors, screenwriters, and stuff will use tarot to flesh out stories, help them during periods of like writer's block or whatever. Yeah, there's quite a bit of uses. There's quite a bit of use for tarot if you understand the rules of it a little bit, because it can be a good archetypical storytelling device. You can really glean certain personality types from readings. It's like bleh. Jodorowsky wrote a book about tarot. Cool. I did not know that. Fuck it. He about to grab the cards. We've been on planet X. We about to go Y and Z. I mean, you could call it a cigar. I would call it a little something else, homeboy. Dios mío, man. D, come here. Come here. You ain't got to worry about every little thing in every other yard. That ain't yours to police. This is yours to police. Come here. Hey, D. Come here. I'm cutting your guard rounds short, okay? You don't need to. Okay? You don't need to guard dog it that hard. D, come here. D, come here. You're gonna go inside if I have to tell you. Come over here. I want you over here. On this side, lay it down, face away. You see? If you don't like it, don't look at it. That's the rule. Hey. All right. You going inside, buddy. Come on now. It's time for you to go inside, buddy. Sometimes I think that dog don't have no sense. Sometimes I think that dog don't have the sense God gave a gnat. You know what I mean now? Whew. Lord have. But you love him all the same. Yeah, I do. Too true. cool plan for the off week? Yes. Amelia and I are getting out of town. We're heading to the beach. Heading to the coast. Yeah, it should be good. It's always just like, it's very nice for me to get away there because I grew up there, grew up going there. And so it's just very easy for me to be there and I navigate the whole little town by sight, and so it's just very simple. Does the dog like the water? Yeah, Ninor's a water dog. He's funny about it, but he definitely like wants to be in the water. That is his thing.
It is now 6-4. My turn's over. BTW. Okay? Are you watering this down so there's people over it? No, I got me. I got myself. Ah! That's it. I'm gonna make it rain. Down. Make it rain. Can I make it rain? No.
Good to know that the hose is still a toy. Good times. Good times, great oldies.
So yeah, it's your turn.
No, I don't care. I don't care about swimming in the. I'll swim in the ocean day, night. I don't care. I like being in the ocean at night.
Oh yeah, see all the flies are
You wanted him in, right?
What?
You wanted him in, right?
Oh yeah. He was being a little turd. He was being a little turd about it. Is it Taco Tuesday yet? No, it's still fucking Monday and Matt Monday, bro. Monday and Matt Monday, bro. What do you think Monday and Matt eats? What's Monday and Matt having? Homemade spaghetti? It's just sauce on the noodles? Nah, that actually sounds kind of good. He wouldn't be having that. TV dinner? That sounds about right. Hungry Man Salisbury steak dinner with the cranberry crumble. Matt's on the Boogie Light diet. Oh, okay. Bro, is there anything more American than just like mainlining 3 different drugs at once? Just like, oh yeah, some caffeine so I'm not as tired. Some nicotine so, I feel normal. And some weed so I feel abnormal. Isn't that how it works? I would canoe to get a little squid till I saw a massive shark. Oh. Yeah, the Trinity, bro. Do you still trip? I do. I do, yeah. As often as I can. Well, as often as I feel like. Really isn't about can anymore in my life. It's about, do I feel like I'm in the zone for a trip? If the answer is yes, then that's what we do. I know you've cut back significantly on meat eating. What's your guilty pleasure protein? I mean, really, like right now you would call me lacto-ovo-pescatarian, so I'll still eat fish, shellfish, shrimp, but like once again, no guilt involved with that. Mushrooms being your favorite? Yeah. I would say so, if you force me to choose a favorite. If you back me against the wall and force me to choose favorites. Favorites or Paul's least favorite? Yeah, they're my least favorite type of question to answer, because I don't really have like a whole list of favorites rotating in my head. I like things as a spectrum, and I like viewing life as I believe it to truly be. And when I say viewing life, I'm not saying just the existence of life, but viewing my life and viewing the lives of others as a spectrum. You know, that's much more generalized way of thinking, but I think it's the right way to think if you're not going to be a sociologist and you want to be open-minded about the differences between people and the different positions people can hold on things. Nah, not really. Not a super big fan of disassociatives. Are we descending into what drug you done? Hey, Paul. What drug you done, man? I really gotta ask you a question, man. What drug you done? Can you tell me that, Paul Zico? I need you to tell me that, Paul Zico. What drug you did? Vouch? Who's Vouch? Oh, E-Train. You little scamp, you. Ooh, whoa, baby. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. Come on, baby. Take me by the hand. Go like this. All right. I guess I'm bored.